Joining us now in the studio, we have Lancifer and Honey Johnson together.
What's up, Shouty?
What up?
This is awesome. What a night this is going to be.
Yeah, it's night right now.
I mean, a week. And Lancifer is full of the profound statements, as always. A week ago, you guys had a fun day and a fun night, I assume.
Hey.
They had Wi-Fi issues. I saw that.
Yeah,
No, it was Bluetooth
Syncing the
issues.
Bluetooth
That's
on
Bluetooth.
the wedding
That's
night.
right. It was the Bluetooth.
We
yeah.
need the speaker.
Oh, so just recently married, newlyweds.
Yeah, we got
Full of
married on a trampoline. What?
That was awesome. Where'd that idea come from?
Gosh.
I always joked with him. I sent him a text one day saying we were going to get married on a trampoline or like a series of trampolines or something. And he was like, that's awesome. And then when he asked me to marry him, then a few days later, we were like, should we do it? And then, we found a trampoline right next to the park. And the guy was cool with
We
us, just
knocked on
lifting
his
it over the
door.
fence. Yeah, we knocked on his door and we're like, can we use your trampoline for a wedding?
So you just borrowed the
That's
one
awesome.
that was in the neighborhood. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's really cool.
Yep.
All right, so there's big stuff coming. The wedding's done, and you just turn right around, and you're going to be hitting the road here pretty soon.
Gosh. Yeah, we're leaving in just a freaking
Like a week?
couple days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Less than a
Heading
week,
down to
that's right.
Nashville, Tennessee, and then we got a daggum 45 cities in 48 days tour.
That's a
That's
that's
playing
a tight schedule.
every single night. It's gonna be great.
That's going to be high energy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Metro Station hitting the road, and
Yep.
get a little retro, a little nostalgic with some of those
Heck
tracks.
yeah,
I'm sure.
It's their 10-year anniversary of Shake It, so they're bringing us out, and we'll be playing with them and a couple other bands, and it'll be sweet. Yeah, we got some things cooked up for the live show, man.
What do you have planned?
Well, last night you should have seen Shorty. She had like goggles. She looked like Breaking Bad or something like that. We were out there making flash paper, that
Yes.
magicians use.
Yeah.
So we were trying to cook our own flash paper so we could light the stuff on
Flash
stage.
paper. That sounds
fire.
so bad.
It sounds kind of like the cops might come around.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
terrible thing is that it has, you have to use sulfuric acid to make it. So I
Gnarly.
spilled, basically before I really thought about it, I was running around saying, yeah, when I was handling the acid or when I was making the acid, and then I'd have to be like, no, not that kind of acid. Like, I don't do
It's-
that. But
After it's all said and done, it's pretty chill. It's just, for just lighting a big flame.
Just to
on
get a
stage.
flash going, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Burn
Let's,
the place to the ground.
let's talk about how you guys met. I mean, how did this come about here, this great collaboration?
Yeah. Well, daggum. Well, I was moving to Mexico, and then my buddy Josh here was like, yo, dude, stay here and hang for a bit and work on some video stuff and some commercials with us. And I was like, oh, all right. Yeah, okay. And then she had just moved here from Denver 2 weeks before that. And I saw Shouty at the coffee shop, and I was like, oh, my goodness.
How did you introduce yourself? You just come
Well,
up,
I
did you
was
make did he make a fool of himself?
actually, I made a fool of myself.
Oh, did
I'd
you?
love to make fun of him and say that he did, but I was the idiot. He walks up and all smooth. He's like, hey, what's your name? And I was like, I'm Carrie. I just moved here from Denver. Blah, 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 blah. Like, immediately, start talking and then immediately shut up real fast because I was like, wow, I just, blew this guy up with a bunch of words. And he's just
I was
looking at me and he's,
nervous, though.
nodding. He's like, oh, cool. And
No,
then walks
whatever.
away. And I was like, wow.
No, I was nervous. I was talking to my friends. I was like, what guys, how do I do this? Can we, pull a junior high and you ask her if she likes me and ask her out for
You gonna pass a note over here?
No. But yeah, so we talked for a sec and then did the old coffee sleeve number on the coffee sleeve.
Yeah.
trick,
Yeah.
And she actually texted back that night. Was it that night?
Next day.
Next
yeah.
day.
Next
It
day.
showed
Waited
me
the
that
24
night.
hours
The
to
appropriate
be
amount of
cool.
time.
Whatever.
Yes, that's good. You don't want to
And,
appear too eager.
and I was
Absolutely right.
Guys, she texted me. What? She's obviously weird and psycho.
Yeah, she's got something
Something's
wrong.
wrong here. I better check it out.
And
So-
then you thought, well, why not marry her? Huh?
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
awesome.
we went on our first date. We climbed freaking Steamboat Rock up in the mountains
Yep.
in a blizzard in the middle of the night, and I was like, "This is crazy." And she was like parkouring off rock cliffs and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, daggum, shouty." Ooh. And it's funny. I just, I haven't dated pretty much at all in the last,
Sure.
most of my life. So I kind of been traveling and, and met a lot of cool people and stuff. But after, that, and then we hung out for a couple of months. And after about 3 months, I was like, Well, dang. Put a ring on
Trying
it.
to make this official, huh?
Yeah.
Now and then you listen to the radio on the way back down, right?
Yeah, hey, and my boy Steve Sisson played that track. That's right. Yeah. So
You
that
wrote
was
the
him that
song.
Played the
Yeah.
track. Yeah. So made the proposal song.
Yeah.
And you played it on the radio. So right when we got back into Sheridan, I got to do the whole like, oh, the radio. And
Yeah,
it's
let's
like
just see what's on.
it's playing Pitbull and whatever we're jamming, and then like suddenly the song comes on, and she had heard
Oh
the
my gosh.
saxophone line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that, there's like a saxophone line in the very beginning. I heard that and immediately I was like, Lane, somebody stole your song. Like, and I like, because I had heard him playing it before and it sounded exactly like one of Lane's songs. And I was like, somebody's totally ripped your style. What's happening?
Yeah.
So I like turned it up. I was like glaring and I was just like, what?
And I started like lip syncing it to her and like giving her the eyes. And
Oh, that's awesome.
it was perfect.
That's
yeah.
awesome. So you turn it up thinking you're all mad.
Yeah. I was all ready to go find somebody and beat him up.
That's right. They're gonna lawyer up.
Owl City did it again.
That's right. Yeah.
Just kidding.
That's
No
not the
shade.
first time. Yeah, no kidding. All right, so let's look forward. I guess you got the transportation situation kind of figured out, huh? Hopefully
Yeah,
it's,
well, I totaled our car by hitting a deer a night or two before our wedding, and
did it go through the windshield? I mean, what happened?
no, it just hit the front end, dadgummit, and but it was totaled. It's totally screwed it up, and it was weird though. It was kind of like it felt like it was meant to be for some reason.
Yeah.
And better now than in the middle of a tour where
No
we got to
kidding,
drive
yeah.
another 8 hours
That's
to
right.
get to a show that night.
Maybe
only
something was going to happen with that vehicle, and you had to get rid of it and get something else.
Mhm.
I wish that the vehicle, that God could have taken care of the vehicle before that because we had just spent like 8 hours turning it into the perfect
Oh,
tour
no.
vehicle.
We tour proofed it and spent so
Yeah.
much time.
So he
with our
waited just a
buddy
little
Ian,
too
yeah,
long.
but-
Maybe the week before would have been better, huh?
Yeah.
But it's all good. I mean, we're not
Happier
too worried
than
about
being
it.
halfway through.
Everything's got there's a reason for everything, right? So
Totally, yep.
Yep. Just got to
Totally.
wait and see what this one is. So Metro Station can be on the road with them. This is going to be a huge thing.
Yeah.
You said 45 shows in 48 days. Is that right?
Frick, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's going to be.
You got time to
46
No-
and
no
48 actually.
breaks.
46
Yeah,
and 48.
46.
Well, why not just make it 48? I mean, what's with the
boy.
2 days off here? What's going on?
Yeah.
Who's slacking off on the itinerary?
Yeah,
here?
come on, guys. We don't have time for this. We don't have time for a day off.
And we got to talk about some new music too, because when you come back from that, it's big time here at the YO Theater.
Yeah, bro. So we're playing the YO Theater in Sheridan on November 11th, and we're gonna be headlining it. So we're gonna go all out for that show. We're gonna have Steve Sisson come and do a keyboard solo.
I need to get a guitar. I need to get one of those.
Yeah, dude, please, whatever we have to do, man, get you up there on the guitar.
I gotta find one of those.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna try to find a sitar player.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have a sitar and a guitar, like tar
Guitar
off.
sitar battle, yes.
Yeah, anything with tar except for
Tar.
guitar.
Dude, can we please do that? If there's anybody out there listening with a sitar, you're gonna be versing Mr. Steve here.
That would be
at the
amazing.
show. So yeah, that's November 11th, and we're going big on that show. We're gonna try to really do it good, and it's gonna be fun. We've been working real hard on the live show here in Sheridan, and just rehearsing the last couple months and really dialing it in. It's funny, like with the traveling I've done before, like when you do stuff alone and you're just traveling alone and stuff like I have been, you don't really it's hard to take the time to really rehearse and dial everything out. So I just haven't rehearsed. I haven't rehearsed one time in the last 4 years.
Yeah,
I think actually you have only rehearsed once. I remember you told me you've done it one time.
One time, and that's
Well, if you keep playing shows, you don't need to because you're already in the zone.
But
right?
I'll play a new song, and I won't really know it.
Yeah.
You
But-
should have
but-
seen the Florida show.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, we did play a show in Florida together recently, and we didn't really rehearse for it, so we were kind of like, oh, it was fun though.
We had so much fun.
Yeah, it was sweet. It was like a beach show, but yeah. So we've been spending the last couple months just really rehearsing, dialing stuff in, and just choreographing different stuff and some dance stuff and some mic stand flips and some different things, and Shorty's DJing, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
So how is it with working with each other? Has it changed at all now that you're married?
We hate each other. No, just kidding.
This
No.
radio interview is a plea for help.
It was kind of cool because I was out traveling, about a month and a half after we started dating, and she lost her job at the time, and she was kind of like, gosh, I don't know, what to do, what's next, and I was kind of in the place of like this is a relationship, which I'm not used to, and
Mhm.
what are we gonna do? How are we gonna like with traveling and doing different things and working and stuff? And I was like, and everybody thought I was crazy, but I was like, what if I just hire her to be my DJ and just work together and tour together and stuff like that? And so I basically hired her from that time. After the coffee shop to just learn how to DJ and learn how to tune vocals and video edit and do some stuff that we can work together with, on the road.
Okay.
And she nailed it. She's good at everything she tries to do. So
Had you done any of that
Or-
before? No? So you were just new with green, totally just jumped into it.
I have a thing for computers. Anything computer program is like easy for me to learn usually.
Mhm.
So and I love learning new skills. I would say if there's my passion is learning things. So
it's funny because
worked
like
out.
I know like a ton of DJs that have been DJing forever and stuff, and there's all the big DJs and whatever. But like after being behind the scenes and seeing all them do their thing, even though she came into it just a couple of months ago, she's already doing like probably at least 10 to 20 times more things than any of those DJs that I've seen.
So
do.
you're not kidding.
I
Yeah.
don't sit still the entire time I'm back there. I'm always turning something. And there's, it's funny because there is no like. I have seen a lot of people do the fake turning of the different, like
Pre-recorded set.
Yeah.
they pre-record their
Where the
sets and
power
then they
cord's not even
pretend
plugged
that
in, yeah.
they're-
Yeah.
they pretend that they're DJing and stuff. And I'm not talking trash about anybody at all in that, but
Right.
because it's scary to do it live. But
Yeah.
it is. It has been like everything that I'm doing back there is insane. Sometimes it's hard to keep it straight and everything. So that's why we practice so much because it's like I mean every song I've got like at least 10 different things that I have to do.
Not to mention, like, apart from DJing, she's like DJing while singing backup vocals while like wrapping something to light on fire and like
multitasking. That's
So
cool.
DJ / pyrotechnician / magician
dragon.
/ yeah, right.
Dragon.
Had a few more slashes on there. Let's talk a bit about the new music. We haven't hardly mentioned
Dude,
that
it's
at all.
freaking sweet.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
even care if anybody else likes it. I like it, okay?
I hear some new kind of experimental things going on as far as meshing different genres
Yeah,
and
man.
styles here. So let's talk a bit about that.
Yeah, dude. So this record was fun because, like, there's always the thing of, like, what is the mainstream going to like? What's the radio going to like? What's Steve Sisson going to like? And, just kidding. And it's a lot to, live up to. And,
I understand. I
No,
totally
what
but-
would
understand.
Steve Sisson do?
what would Steve do here?
It doesn't look good on a hat, but it's still a good philosophy.
No, but and this record was so fun because I spent a little more time on it than usual and had a little more help. And it was a lot of homies, like a lot of my good friends, like Wendell Ray and Rhett and Shorty here, and
Jamie.
and Paul and Jamie, and like a bunch of real good friends that are just super talented. Got to help me make it. So it was a very collaborative thing.
Nice.
And also, like, it was fun to kind of get weird and try to forecast what's next in music and how to, like, get weird and also not care if it works. Because sometimes, like, and I honestly pull a lot of inspiration from even, like K-pop and stuff like that, because those fools, like, they don't care if it works or makes sense. They're like, let's do a piano ballad and then put a freaking crazy like horn dubstep drop after it, and it doesn't matter if it sounds right or if it makes sense or if it's too much. Let's freaking do it. And I think we've kind of adopted the idea of overdoing it. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing, and just getting weird, So like experimenting on like like what's next in music, like EDM, but also like involving strings, and had a buddy Winton play some killer string violin lines, and then DJing and glitching those out, and EDMing those string and horn parts, and doing some cool weird stuff like that, and some beatboxing, some harmonica, but all with kind of a pop feel.
Sounds like it's a lot of fun, all this kind of diving into new, really experimental and
Getting weird
and just seeing what
tuning
happens.
Stuff, yeah.
Let's talk a bit about A Night to Remember. That was one of the first when we mentioned what songs we're going to play tonight. That was the first one that popped up. So.
Yeah, that song sucks, dude.
So get it out of the way first, right?
Yeah, it's terrible.
So why was that the first one that you brought up?
Man,
Or did it just happen that way?
I would say if I could step in here, I would say that is your baby of the album. He has
Love it.
changed that song so many times and like tweaked it in so
That's
many
true.
little ways. And I have demoitis, so it's not really easy. Like, every time he writes a song and shows me the first version, I fall in love with that, and then he changes it, and I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Demoitis.
I've been there before.
Demoitis.
Yeah,
So
you
he
definitely.
will change it, and like, but and I'll be like, oh, I don't know, and then but he'll change it again, and like the other day I heard an older version of that, and I remembered the older versions, and like seeing like the super old version versus what he has now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you didn't listen to me first of all.
No, I mean,
so it grew on you a little bit. Then.
It happens,
absolutely.
but sometimes I will get carried away and change stuff, and then like I'll have like one of the tracks, North Star, like I changed that so much, and then everybody was like, "No, the first version is better." I'm like, "Shut up! I spent 20 hours yesterday on that."
It is hard to do that though, but sometimes you have to step back and say you're going down the wrong direction.
Yep.
I've done that before too. You'll work so hard on this, and you have all that time invested in it.
It's hard,
and but you do sometimes realize it. Yeah, I took a wrong turn way back here.
Yep.
Yeah, that does happen.
Wrong turn, and then after a while, I'm like, "Yeah, maybe the 40-minute sitar solo was too much."
38 would have been fine. Yeah.
But yeah, no, a night to remember, like she said. I think that I've worked so much on that song over the years.
Mm-hmm.
That's one that originated like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And it's changed so much since then, and but it's gone through a lot of different stages, and I love where it turned out though. It's got such a vibe. I think.
Yeah.
The cool thing is I would love to see you release like a different version of the track, kind of like you did with Bring Your Bass, and release not necessarily the first version, but that first drop that you had without the violin in it.
Yeah.
We
found
it
some
changed
cool
a
drops.
lot, but
You could probably do a whole
great.
collection, like an EP at least.
Of different
one
versions.
song.
yeah, alternate takes.
Yeah.
One song, a 40-minute sitar solo. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that might be kind of fun. Just
Jordy,
as a-
why are you wearing sunglasses? We're inside a room.
Because I had sunglasses on, and then I put them down, and then you took them, and then I saw you wearing them, and I got jealous. So
Yeah, he looks kind of good with them on, I gotta say.
Yeah.
But they don't fit over his ears. It's like his glasses when he wears glasses. They don't.
You don't
they, like,
fit over
sit
my
right
ears.
here.
No, but I did see. I thought he looked good with them on, and then she put them on. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Then
all
she
right.
looked really good with
All
them.
right.
So-
Can't
Steve.
beat the shorty.
Let's do I Didn't Like You. Let's talk about
That's
that
not the right title, Steve.
one. What does it say on there?
I don't like you.
Oh, I don't like you.
Get
yeah.
it right.
I-
You'll never work in this town
That's
again.
it. Interview's over. Yeah, so my handwriting is terrible. I don't like you. That's what it says
Yeah,
right here. So what's that about?
Oh man.
Other than the Steve Sisson, I don't like that guy.
You know, it's about Steve.
he's
I
always
wrote that song
mispronouncing my
about
songs.
Steve Sisson
The
and
lipstick stains.
No, just kidding. Whoa, okay, all right. Hold on now.
I'm just
here.
saying that's your first
Hold on.
line in
I
the song.
thought I
so
told
didn't
you never
realize
to bring
Steve
that up.
wore lipstick,
Yeah,
but-
there's a whole different story going on there. Yeah.
No, that's that track is one I wrote in Thailand a while back when I was doing this Lancify thing where I was writing a different song every day.
I remember that.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was it was about 25 days or something like that, and just trying to write different songs every day, and so that was one that came completely organically in one day, from the writing to the recording to the mixing to the putting it out to a group of fans, and yeah, it was fun. It's not really about anyone. Sorry to let you guys down, but sometimes pop songs aren't actually about anyone. They're just a pop song, okay?
So it's just words that sounded good, huh?
Yeah, just found some words that sounded cool and said them, and that's it. All right.
So out of the Lancify stuff, that one obviously seems like it came pretty easly.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
So-
it was cool. It's funny. Some of the best songs from that were because I had some songs that I reworked from before, and a lot of them that were the best had just come from like waking up that day and like just freestyling some stuff. And
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah, some of my favorite tracks of his are from the Lancify tracks.
Really?
Honestly, I absolutely love them. I mean, it's several songs on the album. I was so happy to see them make it into the album.
oh, Turkey, thank you.
So,
What do you want? What do you want?
I'm just saying, when
you
you
want a
don't have
pony? Is
3
that what you're
months to
trying to-
change something 30 times, it actually turns out real good. I'm telling you, the first version is good.
Sometimes it's always hard to know when to stop meddling with something.
Yep.
It's always tough.
Meddling.
Well, the other ones are great, but I love the Lancify tracks. They're just nice, and they, I mean, I think it really showcases Lane's effortless talent. Like, because they were written every single day and recorded that same day. I mean,
Yeah.
he remastered them a little bit and reworked them just a little bit, but as
Yeah.
far as like the songs themselves were written, recorded, and produced in one single day, and I think that really,
That's a mass production kind of thing. So.
I'm
it was
allowed to say
tiring.
this because I'm your wife, so I can say this without you sounding like you have a big head, but it just really points out how talented he is.
Yeah,
I paid her to say this, by the way.
Well, and the drive. I mean, the energy and the drive. I mean, you got to stick with it and just keep going. I mean, did you reach that point where you're like, boy, how much longer do I have of this?
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah. After the second day, I think I was like, oh, I told everybody I was gonna do this.
Can I take the video back and maybe 1 week instead of a month? That would be better, huh? North Star. What's that one all about?
Yeah, man. So that's actually more of a kind of God-centered song. That's a more God-centered song. That one is kind of about my experiences in Hollywood, man, and just like it's kind of just a nightmare out there, and just people are caught up in so many different things out there, and just like like kind of just distracted by just being famous and looking good and cars and how much they spend at the club and stuff. And it's funny, it's just interesting, like I've literally had like giant producers that tell me like, oh man, we got to go to the club and drop 10 G's on a bottle so that everybody knows how good we look and stuff. And I'm like, one, I only have $100, so that's not happening. Two, that's a freaking waste of money, bro.
Yeah.
And just the hustle and the grind and
the
just,
presentation, the package versus what's really going on.
yeah,
behind the
man,
scenes,
and just getting distracted by things that don't actually matter, And so that song's kind of about this year, I think is the first time in several years that I've kind of woken up and like come back and refocused on like God and things that were like really important, and kind of like not worried about how many people came to my shows and followed me online and stuff like that, because it really doesn't matter. Like purpose doesn't, it's a lot of times it's quality over quantity, and I think yeah, Hollywood sucks.
You have one track on this album that may be the most overtly religious title in there. I don't recall there being one before this.
Yeah, man. So it's I've definitely been in different pieces of my music in the past, and I've been upfront about it and stuff. But I one of the tracks is called "The Way God Sees You," and that's it's similar to North Star. It's just it's me kind of deciding, like taking a step back and saying like, what's really important and like what is life really about, and looking at purpose, and not trying to, it's not that I was hiding anything before, or but it was just kind of like I was tailoring my stuff for the mainstream market, and kind of putting certain things that mattered to me more, a little bit more in the background. And now it's kind of like what actually matters, what's real, so yeah,
I think it's pretty cool.
Thanks, man.
Let's talk about Rockin' It.
Yeah.
That was one that she said was must play tonight.
That is my
that's
favorite
cool.
song by him. Like, absolute favorite. When
Of
he
all
showed
time?
me, I was like, why have I not heard this? Yeah, it is my all-time favorite.
Of all
It's just-
time. Wow, so
yeah,
this is
I
saying
love it.
something. Not
always
the
funny.
bar is set pretty high there.
Yeah, it's always funny what tracks people like and what people don't like, because
It's
some
his
people
least
are like,
favorite.
nah, that one's
Yeah.
mediocre, and then some people are like, that's the best one. Like, I've literally gone into record labels and had one label say like, this one's a throwaway, like that'll never do anything, and then I'll go into a different label and they'll be like, that's the hit, that's the focus, like blah blah blah, and I'm like, you
It
guys,
just shows you no one knows what they're
nobody
talking about.
knows what
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just who cares, like,
But
try
they all
to-
think they do,
yeah,
which
exactly,
is great. Yeah.
like you don't know nothing, fool.
So it was your throwaway filler track to pad out the album, and it's her favorite of all time.
Yeah, and then some other people were like, yeah, that is great, and it's kind of like an MJ kind of boy bandy kind of feel, kind
Yeah.
of R&B kind of thing.
It's like, it's effortless, and it's like, it's sexy without being like, inappropriate.
Yeah.
Because that's my biggest thing, is like a lot of songs that have those really like relaxed, like groovy, sexy feels have horrible lyrics.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
really gross. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's like they go where they should go, then go about 2 steps too far.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I just love that song because it's clean, but it's also like one of those that it just makes you want to dance and like relax and have a fun time. I absolutely love that song. So.
Is that
Yeah,
why
it's
you love
fun.
it? Is that or what else is
yeah,
there?
yeah, absolutely. That is why I love it. It's effortless and like easy to groove to and sexy and clean at the same time. It's
You
fun.
sexy shouty.
She's sexy and clean too, right?
Well, I mean, sometimes I don't shower for a while. But
Well, and you got a long tour coming up.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Sexy.
there might be a whole different story to tell when you get back. Well, that was one of the ones that jumped out to me too, as I was kind of scanning through, thinking about what we might want to hit on tonight, and I was thinking that was one that jumped out at me. So
That's awesome.
so-
Yeah, it's got my buddy Wendell Ray playing harmonica on it, and it's funny because like it was the day before I had to upload the album to Spotify and iTunes, and I was like, dude, I really want you on this record. I know you're like playing shows and doing your thing right now, but literally just record a harmonica part, to this song into your iPhone and send it to me. And because like I can put some tools on it and
sure.
adjust the EQs and stuff. And he did that. He just recorded it on his iPhone, texted it to me, and I just threw it in and
Perfect.
mixed it a little bit, and it sounds awesome.
Well, since you pointed out it is nighttime,
Yeah, it is.
and the record's out.
Yeah, the record is out, man, right
So-
now. Go freaking get it,
So
y'all.
where do you want to go? Where do you want them to go to get it?
I mean, I'd love if you went to iTunes and bought it, you fools. But I mean, you could also go on Spotify and support me at 0.0029th of a cent per play. It's okay.
Just keep playing it over
yeah,
and over
starving
again.
artist.
Yeah,
Fine,
just
no big deal.
Let that thing run all
Not
day.
like I have a family to provide for now.
Exactly. Yeah. That's
Just kidding.
Right.
I'm not guilt tripping you guys, but buy it on iTunes.
please help. I haven't eaten in 3 days.
No, just listen to it though, and come to a show.
All right. Can we follow you during the tour? Are you gonna have some social media? going on
Yeah,
there?
we're gonna be doing videos like every day. So YouTube.com/Lancifer and Instagram.com/Lancifer music and MySpace.com/Nickelback. Those are all great places to find what we're doing.
It's all about marketing, man.
Yeah.
You gotta throw it in there where people are. You gotta go where the people are.
Our side project Nickelback is doing well. So
Yeah, it's been doing okay.
Follow it.
Yeah. We'll try to get a hold of you before you do the big show at the YO too, huh?
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man.
That's
Heck
coming up in
yeah.
November, so we got some time.
Yeah,
We'll,
y'all come to the YO show. It'll be fun. We'll hang out and it'll be sweet, guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna let a bunch of squirrels loose in the theater.
and they'll never be asked back. So it's gonna be the last time you'll get to see them here. So
Once in a lifetime opportunity.
That's right. Magic and flash paper and acid. I understand. I got it all. I've got it all figured out. Those are the notes I took.
Acid squirrels.
Oh, thank you very much for being here tonight. It's been a lot of fun.
Dude, thanks for hanging out tonight.
Yep, and good luck on the tour. Knock 'em dead, and we'll see you back here in a couple months, huh?
We'll see you when we'll take a shower at least once before we
try
see
to
ya
maybe a sponge
next
bath, or maybe
month.
just dunk you out on the sink or something
Yep.
before you come in
Swim
next
some
time.
rivers.
Yeah, great. Thanks a lot for being here tonight.
Thanks, Steve.
See ya. Thank you.